Imagine being born in a place where the word love does not exist. Imagine your first memory is the smell of burning coal and the sound of a gunshot. For Shin Dong-hook, the world was exactly 60 square miles of electrified fences. He lived in a world of starving prisoners and cold-blooded guards. He did not know what a mother was, even as he watched her being executed. He did not know what a country was, until he escaped North Korea's most lethal prison. Camp 14 is a total control zone where the regime erases human existence. Today we uncover the impossible journey of a man who crawled over a dead body to find freedom. This is the truth behind the hell on earth known as North Korea's secret camps. North Korea is the most mysterious and closed country in the world. It is a nation completely cut off from the rest of humanity. The citizens live under the total control of the Kim dynasty. Under Kim Jong-un, the rules are stricter than any prison you can imagine. You cannot choose your own clothes or even your own hairstyle. There are only 28 government-approved hairstyles for everyone. Blue denim jeans are banned because they are seen as a Western influence. There is no real internet. It's only a state-controlled network called Kwangmyong. You can only see the news that the government wants you to see. Watching a foreign movie or listening to an outside song is a serious crime. To travel from one city to another, you need a special government pass. You can think of North Korea as a giant open-air prison. Every citizen is bound by strict rules from the moment they are born until they die. At the top of this system is the supreme leader whose word is the final law. Every home and office must display portraits of the Kim family. If these portraits get dusty or tilted, the family can face severe punishment. In the event of a fire, the first thing you must save are those portraits. There is a system called Inminbon, where neighbors spy on each other. People live in constant fear and cannot even trust their own friends. No religious faith is allowed except for the worship of the Kim family. If you are caught with a Bible, you are sent directly to a labor camp. North Korea follows a terrifying rule called the 3 generations of punishment. If one person is suspected of a crime, their entire family is punished. This includes grandparents, parents, and even the children yet to be born. This is why Shin Dong-hook was born behind bars. He had committed no crime, but his uncle had fled to South Korea during the war. Because of his uncle's actions, Shin was born to die in a cage. Camp 14 is located about 40 miles north of the capital, Pyongyang. It is hidden deep within high mountains and jagged valleys. The Taedong River acts as a natural barrier to keep the prisoners trapped. The camp is surrounded by high-voltage electric fences. Armed guards and snipers watch from towers 24 hours a day. Over 15,000 prisoners live in this 60-square-mile hell. Most of them are serving life sentences and will never see the outside world. Shin's parents were married inside the camp as part of a reward system. If a prisoner works hard in the mines, they are allowed a reward marriage. Shin's father was a skilled mechanic, so the guards chose a wife for him. They were only allowed to be together for 5 nights a year. From the day he was born, Shin only saw barbed wire and guns. He believed the entire world was just a prison camp. He thought guards were born to carry guns and prisoners were born to work. Hunger was his only constant companion throughout his childhood. Prisoners were forced to eat rats, frogs, and insects just to stay alive. Shin once picked kernels of corn out of cow dung just to have a meal. Hygiene did not exist. Prisoners slept on cold concrete floors without blankets. Even the schools in the camp were designed to destroy human emotions. They did not teach science or math. They taught obedience and snitching. Children were rewarded with extra food if they reported their parents' mistakes. Fear and survival replaced the bond of family. Shin once watched a teacher beat a young girl to death for having a few grains of corn. When Shin accidentally broke a sewing machine, a supervisor cut off his finger as punishment. Human life was worth less than a piece of rusted machinery. By the age of 13, Shin had lost all his human feelings. Saw his own mother as a competitor who might eat his portion of food. One night, he overheard his mother and brother planning to escape. To a boy raised in Camp 14, this was not a chance for freedom, it was a danger. He was terrified that he would be punished for their crime. To prove his loyalty to the guards, he snitched on his own family. He expected a reward, but instead he was arrested and tortured. The guards hung him by a hook and burned his back over a fire. On November 29, 1996, he was forced to watch his family's execution. His mother was hanged, and his brother was shot in front of a crowd. Shin felt no sadness. He felt relieved that he would not be punished anymore. He went back to his barracks and slept peacefully for the first time. Years later, Shin met a new prisoner named Park in the textile factory. Park was different because he had lived in the outside world. He told Shin stories about roasted chicken, white rice, and freedom. These stories sounded like magic to a boy who only knew hunger. Shin realized for the first time that Camp 14 was not the whole world. He decided he would rather die trying to leave than live one more day in hell. On January 2, 2005, during a snowstorm, Shin and Park made their move. They were sent to gather wood near the high-voltage fence. Park went first, but the electricity grabbed him and killed him instantly. Shin used Park's dead body as a bridge to crawl over the wires. His legs touched the wire and he suffered deep burns, but he made it. He was the first person ever to escape the total control zone of Camp 14. He ran blindly through the snow, wearing a stolen military uniform. Because of the uniform, people bowed to him, thinking he was a soldier. We bribed border guards with cigarettes and crossed the frozen Tumen River into China. After months of hiding, a journalist helped him reach the South Korean embassy. Shin eventually moved to America and changed his name to Shin Dong-hyuk. He wrote a book called Escape from Camp 14 to tell the world the truth. Today, he carries the physical and mental scars of a world we can barely imagine. Still feels the guilt of betraying his mother every single day. His story is a reminder of the darkness that still exists in our modern world. North Korea denies these camps exist, but Shin's scars are the proof. We must never forget the thousands still trapped behind those electric wires. Thank you for joining Truths with Meen for this deep dive into human survival. Subscribe to our channel to uncover more hidden realities of our world.